Welcome to the Science of Sales by Digital Results, where we teach you expert sales and marketing tips in under 3 minutes. Anyone that's run a Facebook lead ads campaign will soon realize that closing those leads into actual sales is not that easy. In this video, I'm going to give you 4 tips exactly how to do that. Number 1, and probably the most important thing to get right, and the easiest thing, is response time. Now, response time in any type of digital medium is important. In Facebook, it's even more so important because the conversion from seeing an ad to actually becoming a lead is so easy, which means a lot of people actually become leads without even knowing they've done that. So very important in terms of following up on those leads is to respond as soon as possible. And as soon as possible actually means within 10 seconds. It sounds really hard to do, but it's really not, and you won't believe the difference it makes. The second thing that helps a lot is when you follow up with people, even when you follow up quickly, they still don't always respond, whether it's by email, whether it's by phone call. Sometimes you just can't get that person to engage. A great way which we've done in the past is actually to use a number of email sequences. So what that is as soon as someone doesn't respond to a phone call or an email the first time, we put them into an email sequence, which sends them a number of emails over the next few days, which all have a similar type of message, but they only stop when the person responds once. And we've seen response rates get up to about 90% by putting someone into a sequence where usually we would leave them at the point of not engaging in the first try. The third thing, which is a simple Facebook tweak, is when you try and force cognition. And what that means is to essentially make the person or the prospect remember that they've actually become a lead and think about the lead process. And there's essentially 2 ways to do that in lead ads. So number 1 is to always use welcome screens. You typically get about a 20% increase in leads when you don't use welcome screens because it's an extra level or extra step they need to go through, but your quality of leads is hugely increased. So big advice, always use welcome screens. The second thing you can do is when they now enter their details, when they pass the welcome screen, don't only use the default options. That's name, email, and sometimes telephone number. Add an option which forces the people to answer a specific question, ideally by actually typing something. So for example, if it's important to know where they live, ask them to actually write the suburb out rather than to tick from a selection of drop-downs, because again, that makes them kind of remember that they've gone through this process, which surprisingly is really important in Facebook lead ads. Tip number 4 is in your actual ad design, make sure you try and use a salesy type call to action. So it's very tempting often to use learn more as the call to action because it's really all inclusive and it's not really focusing on the bottom of the funnel type of searches. If you use a get quote or download or something more in line with bottom of the funnel searches, you typically get a far better quality lead. Hope that helps. If you want to see an example exactly how to implement each of these 4 tips, please click the link below and check out our blog. Thanks so much.